fearful for humanity. So I speak out about this. And it frustrates me a lot. It causes a lot of anxiety, a lot of consternation in my soul. And I feel like I've really got to speak out about these things. And so I do, because I understand that better men and women than me are going to die out in the cold. Enough said about that. I mean, this is it. So, yeah, the cat in me is very much alive, but very much dead too. On one hand, I love my life very much. I love life very much, as you should. Stop and smell the roses. Like Jesus said, why worry? Consider the lilies. They neither labor nor spin, but Solomon in all his glory couldn't compete with one of these. So remember these things. Yes, you're supposed to enjoy your life and frolicking on God's green earth. That's logical, reasonable to expect that's what God wants for his children. On the other hand, Jesus said, you must hate your life in this world. Now, why would he say that? There's another paradox. Sounds inconsistent on its face, but delve a little deeper, you say it's not, because this world, the prince of this world, like you said, is Satan. That's who's still running it to this day until the return of Christ. Whatever, if that's a metaphor, then let's take it as a metaphor. But it's going to happen, this awakening among the masses, and we're going to demand justice on earth. And we're going to demand freedom. The captives be set free, okay? Free from the money masters of misery, okay? That includes that. To be absolutely free, we need to be free from these people. So this day is coming. We have to be very sure about that. Just have the faith of a mustard seed. You know that the good guy is going to win this thing. He already has, and the evildoers don't want you to figure that out. But this is why we hate our lives in this world, because evil is still in control. And that's evidenced through the success of crony capitalism. How far we've fallen as a nation, as a people, in oppression and this tyranny. This is tyrannical. The cost of living tax, the debasement of the currency. It's all the same thing. It's all part and parcel. And it all ensnares us and enslaves us. This is it. It's a burden on us. It's a tax. And it's very burdensome and loathsome. And it's just getting worse. And California is way ahead of the curve, so the rest of the nation has to know what they're having to look forward to. You get the investors in there, the speculators, the housing flippers, and they jack up your rents. They become landlords, and then they get Section 8 housing to subsidize them. They charge you this much, but they're getting twice that much, or 3 times, 4 times. Hell, if you're in New York and your flat's $3,500 a month, and you're on Section 8 housing subsidy, the government's in there paying $3,000 because you're on a minimum wage job, and your cost share is only $500 because that's all they deem you can afford to pay. You understand how this thing works? You understand why I'm outraged? Okay. I hope so. Diamond and Silk, these two awesome women, these black ladies. I don't know why I say they're black. They're just awesome women. I love them to pieces. But they're getting censored on Facebook, I guess, and I don't know if even YouTube, but they've been talking about this. And can you imagine? The mainstream media won't touch this, as far as I know. I mean, there might have been, a show here and there that covered them a little bit, but these are just a couple of awesome women I just absolutely adore. Look into Diamond and Silk. A couple of my favorite women in the whole world. Bolton, this John Bolton hire, I don't know. I don't have a great opinion of the guy. I do think he's a bit of a neocon, but we'll see. Trump's really smart. Maybe that's what he wants. Maybe like Churchill, he wants to keep his enemies closer than his friends. So he knows where his friends are coming from, but he needs to be close to his enemies to influence them. Mike Adams is back on the Alex Jones Show, the Health Ranger. Really like this guy. This guy is back with a vengeance, and I like him a lot more than I did before. It seems like he's gained a lot of wisdom in the last few years, and I really like the way he's talking. So I got nothing bad to say about no constructive criticism. That's what I mean. It's something bad. It's not saying something bad. I mean, constructive criticism is a good thing, and I could use my share. I wish I got some from people that really cared about me, and even if they were projecting problems that they were having. But I know I got stubbornness issues, self-righteous issues, arrogant issues, and these are unappealing character defects and personality disorders that I want to get away from. I don't like it because I think it takes away from my effectiveness at reaching people. I got to be humble and filled with humility to make my argument palatable and effective. And that's all I want to do. You know, admission of our and confession of our basic and inherent overall neediness, I believe, is an important step to having a healthy relationship with our owner, God Almighty. Some of the issues, there's talking points and current events, recent events, I'm not going to talk about because it's our stuff I already talked about, but like Adam Smith on capital punishment. Just talked about this is the worst job in society, in his opinion. I would concur with that. But I did want to spend just a moment on in both Alex Jones and InfoWars and Mike Adams, the Health Ranger. They're always talking about healthy substances and foods and stuff and organic stuff. And I'm all down for that. My whole life, my dad contracted multiple sclerosis in his mid-30s. And doctors, plural, told him he'd be dead within 5 years. My dad lived to be 86. He got into nutrition and calming the nervous system. Yeah, he got into meditating and stuff like that because I guess this thing can make your brain, and it's connected to your spinal column and all this stuff. So there's really intense forces working on people with multiple sclerosis. But, you know, he taught me a lot over the years. I had pneumonia as a child when I lived in Ireland at the age of 9. And one of the things my dad had me do, I remember doing a lot of B-complex vitamins and cod liver oil. Better than just fish oil. Is cod liver oil is what I always learned from him. The cod liver oil is better. Stick with it. It's cheap, too. You could buy it at your supermarket cheap. But there's really cheap, plentiful, abundant substances out there that are just really branches of foodstuffs, concentrated foodstuffs. That's what vitamins and nutrients are, minerals and enzymes, all this kind of stuff. All these herbal things have medicinal qualities, very powerful medicinal qualities, like apple cider vinegar with the mother. You could get it at your grocery store cheaply. Bragg's apple cider vinegar with the mother, organic. It means it's unfiltered. Generally, our diets are acidic. And if you learn about pH, the pH of your body is supposed to be balanced. The pH stands for the potential hydrogen of your body. And you want to have it balanced as best you can, but most of us have an acid body, so we're subjecting our bodies to various and sundry diseases out there. Cancer is one of them. So the first step, if you got any disease, kidney malfunctions, diabetes, you got to get your system in balance. So just by taking a swig of apple cider vinegar, which is very tangy, it'll make you salivate just thinking about it. You could put it in. I put it in coleslaw, something like that. Little mayonnaise. There's a number of ways you can get it down. A little cayenne pepper is another example of a super highly medicinal food. Okay, just red pepper, right? Cayenne pepper, very alkaline. The same with the apple cider vinegar, very alkaline. Lemons with the bioflavonoids, very alkaline. You can squeeze a lemon in a glass of filtered water, chug that. Man, you're going to see health benefits. If you ever get big toe gout like I did, you're going to go for the black cherry juice. There's all these things that are very cleansing, very medicinal, that are just foods, concentrated foods. People forget about vitamin K, but this is where the whole, spinach and his Popeye, right? I mean, Popeye and his spinach and the strength and all that. Well, vitamin K is essential. How often do you ever hear vitamin K talked about, how essential it is to your body? I mean, can you even find vitamin K on the shelf? But it's basically you're just getting it from greens. So you've got to have ample amount of greens in your diet or you're probably not going to be healthy. And, I don't always practice what I preach. Believe me, I like, have a jelly donut here and there or something. But you know what I mean? It's like, at least I know the truth. So if I do wrong, it's not for lack of knowing. And it can be the same for you. I mean, it'd be better if I practice everything I preach. But I'm just saying, I know. Everybody knows about vitamin C. I mean, what could be more delicious than slicing up an orange, okay? A good orange filled with juice, that you've had in the refrigerator. I mean, what could be better than that? It's easy to get your vitamin C. There's a number of ways, but you've got to do it. You absolutely need vitamin. We all know that. So you got your vitamin A. You're going to get that from your cod liver oil. Your body stores it. So maybe every once in a while when you think of it, every once a month, every couple of weeks, you take a handful. They're easy to soft gels. take a bunch of cod liver oil. If you're a smoker, especially, because it's a respiratory vitamin. A lot of people don't know this stuff. I learned all this stuff from studying. I've read countless books on it. I've taken health science in college, so I know a lot about health and what to do and the nutritional aspects of maintaining your health and recovering from various diseases and sicknesses. So I don't have any licenses, so I can't make any promises. All I can tell you is these are things I do or would do for various afflictions and diseases and to prevent these things. So these are things you already know for the most part. You got your A, your B, your C, vitamin D. The sun is, I get tons of sun, but I think I'm getting a spot of skin cancer here and there because I spent my life in the sun. But what you do with that, like my dad told me, was you take some oil of oregano and watch it. This oil of oregano is super powerful. You'll end up in the burn unit. So I'm warning you straight up. You get that stuff near your eyes, near your genitals, any tender skin, and you will rue the day you were born, basically. Okay, so caveat, warning, caution. Oil of oregano, super powerful, maybe the most powerful substance on God's green earth, but a cure for skin cancer if you catch it soon enough. Now, what I have found is soreness or an itchiness, an anomaly, and it might turn like an asymmetrical. You can see like an outline. Apply it immediately and don't stop until it's gone. Just keep on doing it. Keep on doing it. You'll feel the pain go away, the itchiness go away. You'll feel it heal. This has been my experience. If you have a serious outbreak, you can go get the opinion of the professional doctors and all this, but as far as how you treat it, listen to different people with different remedies for it, okay? But you need the sun, the vitamin D, or you could take supplements, but always we know in nature the best way to get your vitamins is naturally, and the vitamin D is supplied by the sun. We need the sun. We absolutely need it to sustain life on Earth. Vitamin D, vitamin E. You can usually get that if you're eating grains and nuts, seeds, stuff like that, but it's not too hard to get enough vitamin E. Oils, avocado. But you get older and your body doesn't have all those new fresh juices flowing through the bloodstream, so you might want to take a supplement here and there. They got this male vitality, female vitality stuff. I'll take a product here and there. I like that. I do. Because, I like my sexuality and my vitality, so I want to protect that testosterone levels. So I do take a supplement here and there, and I don't take anything too regularly. Recently, my stepmother enlightened me about this lutein for the eyes, so I've started taking some of that as a supplement here and there. I don't take anything religiously or regularly. I like activated charcoal to absorb toxins. If I ever get a stomach ache, I'll take that stuff. I'll never take Rolaids or something with that aluminum in it. Never. But I pretty much covered what I will take and do. I don't generally take mineral, but it's good. B complex, good to take that. If you really want your complexion to get better, do nutritional yeast. When I was 15 years old, okay, you wouldn't know it by looking at my complexion right now. It looks pretty clear, and it stayed pretty clear most of my life. But when I was 15, 16 years old, my dad told me, look, I had acne. It started by my lips here, and it spread down here, and it spread all on the side of my face, then it spread to my chest, my back. I would have been like Edward Olmos, James Edward Olmos, with the craters all over the place. Okay, I would have been one of those guys. But my dad told me about nutritional yeast when I was a teenager. What the hell? I mean, even if it is just a pipe dream, I'll try my dad. I'll honor him and respect what he's advising me to do. And I did it for 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Count them. 2 weeks. I did a glass of brewer's yeast, nutritional yeast, and water. Okay. And my back, my chest, my face, it was a miracle. It blew me away. I mean, I was free from acne. And as anybody that's had acne, the inferiority that comes with it and just the antisocialness that comes with it, the lack of confidence that comes with it. You don't want acne. So if you know anybody with acne, man, you just tell them, look, you do this, or the B complex vitamins. Because if you're eating sugar or drinking alcohol, you're going to drain your body of those things that it would naturally have. So you've got to add those back. I was doing way too much sugar probably at the time. Of course, you have overly active hormones and all that stuff going on when you're a teenager too. But what I couldn't believe is that the scarring went away. I thought for sure I'd have marks because where you're popping them and stuff, you leave nail marks and it just doesn't heal. So it'll blow your mind. Anybody, I don't care how bad their acne is, tell them to try it. So I think I've pretty much covered what the advice I have. There is just powerful foods out there and herbs and stuff to look into, and simple and cheap, and it's not hard. This iodine thing, people look in the countries that eat a lot of fish. It's high in iodine, right? The seaweed and all this stuff. So you get it naturally. If you ever surf, you're getting iodine from the water. The salt in the water has iodine in it and all this. So eat iodized salt. You get these supplements like the X2 they sell over there at the InfoWars. They sell the highest quality nascent iodine. I haven't